If you've ever looked at a white-tailed eagle, or I don't know, it might be a golden as well, from below, they look like Poirot's moustache. Slightly underwhelmed at the moment, and all I can smell is like fried food. And oh,
it's like a Lauren Hardy movie. Have a breadstick.
have a breadstick.
Definitely worth the hike.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I'm annoyed just for a change.
Well, guys, finally, welcome to Lofoten. Now, we did start recording something earlier on at the start of Lofoten, and of course you start in the little fishing village of A, but sadly I had forgotten a memory card, so we didn't really get any proper footage, just a little bit of B-roll.
It was really cold and wet.
It was quite cold and wet.
Basically is the gist of it.
But I'll roll some of that footage now. We are now over in Reine, and the weather compared to this morning is practically the Bahamas. Now, over the next day or so, it is supposed to be nicer. We were going to do the famous hike today, but no way. So hopefully we'll get to do it tomorrow morning. But yeah, we just thought we'd come down to Reine and have a little bit of a wander around. And Nicola is...
If I got to be honest, slightly underwhelmed at the moment. That's fine. Yeah, I think we've seen so many beautiful things in Norway. It's nice enough, but I'm not. Maybe because the sun's not out. Maybe it looks different in the sun.
Of course, everyone has an idea of what Reine is like, and that's snow-capped mountains, little red huts, and aurora. We've only got one of those happening today. So
Little red huts.
Even though this morning we did get a red alert for aurora, but of course it doesn't get dark at this time of year up here.
The most perturbing thing, though, is we're sitting amongst the bistros, and all I can smell is like fried food. And
Actually, the most perturbing thing
is
we went into the little bakery that's famous for its cinnamon
world's
rolls.
best cinnamon buns. Not.
World's most expensive cinnamon buns.
Yes.
At £5 a pop.
Yeah.
But
Don't bother if you're thinking of getting one. Seriously, the best one I've had so far was a 7-Eleven in Bergen. It was huge, and it was about £1.
Look like a turkey. Right, well, we're going to go and wander around Reine. Try to keep this one out of the bistro. I don't mind.
We didn't take any lunch with us, as usual, so all we've had is cinnamon bun and a banana.
Maybe we should get a portion of chips.
I was thinking just the same.
Great
It's probably like
minds.
£15.
Yeah, well. We've got a portion of chips and 6 beers. So we think we have spotted an eagle.
Yeah, it definitely is, because if you've ever looked at a white-tailed eagle, or I don't know, it might be a golden as well, from below, they look like Poirot's moustache, like a curly moustache. Have you never noticed that?
Or
Well,
does,
they do.
or does Poirot's moustache look like a curly eagle? Anyway, we're still wandering around Reine. We did go into the Circle K and get some of the best chicken wings we've ever had.
So it was 6 for 59 krone or 10 for 69, so it was a no-brainer, and it was a good call.
Really good.
Buffalo wings.
Really
Brilliant.
nice
Yeah.
buffalo wings. So that's actually
£5.60, I think they came out.
that's actually a worthwhile investment, I would say.
Yeah.
Investment in the belly sticks. But yeah, very grey day. It's quite interesting actually walking around an iconic location like this, because I'm sure everyone who's searched for Lofoten has kind of seen images of this village in Hamnoy as well. And then you walk around on a grey sort of miserly day like today, and you can see people going, I've been sold a kipper.
Have you told them how much the camping is down here?
Oh yes, there is a...
Well, I say camping, it's just gravel parking.
I think it's a new parking bit. I think it's about £20. You do get access to services, but then the services are free anyway. No electric. But I guess if you wanted to be in Reine village, then £20. We're about 5k outside, not even a couple of k outside, for free.
I'm now looking for orcas.
Yes.
Apparently people have seen them.
We met a German couple on a hike that you would have seen last week, and they were saying, yeah, they've seen otters, they've seen orcas, kind of.
They saw 20 moose one evening in a 2-hour window. I think they were just trying to make us jealous.
worked.
Yeah, it did.
You had 20 moose, several orcas, a couple of otters on the road, and a partridge in a pear tree.
And we've seen one moose, a couple of eagles quite high. Oh no, we did see some low down eagles actually on Lofoten. Orcas. I've been hunting for orcas now for
Not hunting,
sorry, on the lookout for 5 years, and I still haven't seen one.
Now, of course, 4.5 of those years we were in Portrush, so we didn't really give ourselves much of a
No, but we even went all the way to
Shetland.
No, Shetland, but to South Africa, so I could see whales. But we just saw the southern rights there, and we did see some minke whales in Tarbert in the Hebrides.
Right, well, we're going to carry on wandering around Reine, and then we tomorrow are climbing up here for hopefully good views over the village. And maybe some more chicken wings. Ooh. What says you, more chicken wings?
You can never have too many chicken wings.
And once again, get that on a t-shirt. Well, good morning guys. And as you can see, the sun has come out, so our... 2 minutes.
I'm ready.
Hang on, I gotta fix my hair too. So we are going to do one of the most popular hikes here in Lofoten, mainly because it's easily accessible, if not easy. So it might only be, I think, a K to the top, but it's pretty much straight up from the word go.
When isn't it?
So this is Reine. But basically it's overlooking the beautiful village of Reine. So, and with the sun out, hopefully we'll get some nice views. But chatting and faffing and doing her isn't going to get us up those steps, so more steps. And then afterwards, lots of cycling.
My legs are tired after yesterday already, so I'm dreading this a little bit.
Let's do it. Well, we think that's about halfway up.
Yeah, another Norwegian Stairmaster. My thighs are screaming.
You wouldn't want to be a salesperson for Stairmasters in Norway, because they just wouldn't sell. But the views as you come up are already beautiful, and you can probably sort of sense that a little bit of a breeze as well, which does keep the temperature
She's
down.
very welcome when you're getting hot and sweaty.
But no, it's beautiful, and these are the sorts of ups I like, just straight into it and straight up. But yeah, it's beautiful. Not as busy as I thought it was going to be. We had hoped to get up a little bit earlier because it is so close to Reine, and yes, it is up, but it is easily accessible. I thought it'd be busier, but it's not too bad.
And everybody takes natural pauses for breaks and stuff, so it's easy to keep passing people.
That's our excuse. And also,
it's the best way to let people come past, you know.
And also, it's flat calm out there, so if there are any orcas or any other cetaceans, we should be able to see
I've actually
them.
brought my binoculars with me to have a look, but yesterday I discovered I'd lost one of my lens caps. Now, to be fair, they've lived actually in the bag for about 3 years since I've had the binoculars. Because when you put them on, it's a faff to get them off to try and see anything. But that's not the point. I don't like losing things.
Well, we reckon a little sup of water.
Yes.
And then I reckon another 20 minutes and we should be at the top. Good job. Well, how about those for views?
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
The little town of Reine below. And again, the peaks of Lofoten. Just beautiful. I think we still have a little bit of a way to go up to the very top, but stunning views. I actually had hoped there was going to be a little bit more of a plateau up here that you could kind of settle down, but it looks like it's going to be quite crowded at the top.
It does. I think it's a come up, admire the view, and then turn back round.
Have a breadstick.
Have a breadstick.
But yeah, really beautiful. I'm glad we waited till today, as I said earlier, because really stunning views.
But it is getting busy up the top now.
It is. Right, last 50 metres or so at the top, breadstick. To the top we go. Puffing and panting as we go. Boy, though, those last few metres are a killer. We've lost the steps. Oh, bit of scrambling coming up. Look at that, she's an expert. Oh my goodness me. Definitely worth the hike.
Yeah.
Took us about 50 minutes or so, I think. But just absolutely
55.
beautiful. To be precise. And the views are stunning, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, really easily accessible from Reine. Just gotta be prepared to walk up
A
about
lot of steps.
20 steps or so.
So hang on, I'll tell you how far it was. It was 1.1 miles.
Yeah, they lied. They said 1.1k. But
Yeah.
it's actually not too bad, to be honest.
No, it's not. Just have regular stops on the way and
Yes.
you'll be fine.
Right, well, we're going to enjoy a bit of water.
Breadstick.
Yeah. What a
Bit of
fabulous.
water and a breadstick.
Yeah. I think we were on hunger strike or something. Right, yeah, and as usual, not much recording on the way down, and we'll catch up back down at sea level. But yeah, definitely worth doing. Really beautiful. Suitably refreshed, bit of lunch. Oh, here we go.
I'm annoyed just for a change. I was overcharged by £2 in Circle K. And when I went back to complain, one man just waved me off and pointed me back to the till. And there was just like 3 million zombies buying 20 coats they didn't need. So I just gave up and accepted it. £2 overcharge.
And then afterwards I says, well, go in and complain, but we realised we'd eaten the evidence.
We'd eaten the evidence, so.
So this is one of those situations where they say meeting your heroes isn't always what it's cracked up to be. Not that this is one of my heroes. I'm more of an intimate type photographer, but that sounds really weird. But this is the famous view that if you pick up or Google search for Lofoten, this is the view and this is where all the photographers will stand.
Find your own, there's much better views.
It is nice.
It's all
Like,
right.
just imagine an aurora and some snow on top of those mountains over there. But yeah, it's quite nice. But I was saying, if I lived in one of these little houses here, I'd probably paint it a different colour, just to annoy people. What a beautiful place though. So this is Hamnoy. You know what, it was quite nice to make an image there. Stand where 47.6 billion other photographers stood before. But actually it's really nice wandering around actually in the little village of Hamnoy as well. And I'm going to assume that it's very quiet in the village. I'm going to assume that these are mostly rented out during the winter months. But yeah, beautiful.
It's actually nice to get away from the crowds. There's not that many people here.
No.
And there's a lovely little harbour. You can sit and look out to sea. It's very pleasant. So it's worth coming over. It is nice.
We're now standing right in where everyone takes the picture of the... We
Oh,
can,
yeah.
I don't think we can go that way.
Oh, nope, back again. They obviously didn't want us in people's photos.
So we are going to wander back to the bikes. Unfortunately, you know all that talk of breadsticks? She got the breadsticks. And then what else did we forget?
I forgot my very expensive cinnamon bun.
We can't get out
We
of here
are
either.
trapped.
Oh, hang on, there you go. Everyone's a fisherman until a fisherman walks in. Don't really get the Norwegian humour.
At least we've got something to look forward to when we get back to the van.
True that. Well, first up, I think we're going to find a little sheltered spot.
And have a cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
Because you didn't bring tea either, did you?
No.
No. We were poorly prepared today.
Poorly prepared. Overcharged and underprepared.
Yes.
Never a good combo.
Certainly wasn't going to buy a bun from them after being overcharged.
Yes. Right, coffee, then back to the van, and I guess we'll catch up maybe later this evening or maybe tomorrow morning. But that's been a really nice day.
But I still haven't found orcas.
No. Well, good morning guys. Just a very quick outro as we move on from our little parking space. Yeah, we're so glad we got parked up here off the ferry. Nicola found us that little spot, as I think we said, and definitely for exploring this area. In fact, we've just been speaking to an American couple. Don't move the van, get on your bikes or walk and explore Reine and stuff from here, and even Hamnoy. It meant we didn't have to stress out too much about moving on. But now we're about to head down into Reine, do the necessary van services, do a bit of shopping, and then a bit of rain moving in this afternoon, so we're just going to hunker down somewhere and hopefully get back on some lovely hikes over the next couple of days. But I guess that will be a story for next time. And that's what Nicola thinks of it.
Sorry, oh, you've said it all, haven't you, as usual?
Well, on that bombshell.
I'm still waking up.
Anyway, guys, once again, thanks a lot for following along. And until next time, as we continue to explore Lofoten, and hopefully find this one some orcas.
Yeah, still no orcas.
Still no orcas. Then again, we last said no orcas just before we went to bed last night, so unless we were sleeping with an orca. But yeah, it would be perfect conditions to see one, so fingers crossed. There's always noise. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.